This is Yvonne. Now listen carefully, because this girl just made a huge mistake. The mistake of buying the wrong sofa.
It was definitely not the kind of vibes I had.
Yeah.
Like the couch itself is not huge.
Yeah.
But because of the way that it fits into that side of the wall, it's just like, it makes it.
Did that make you second guess every other purchase that you were gonna make?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. As someone who designs e-commerce websites and creates try before you buy augmented reality experiences, I wanted to know if this is something that's problematic for other users too. And also if augmented reality is the game changer that it promises to be to resolve these issues. So I made it my mission to find out. I visited several stores just to make sure that the people I talked to were avid online shoppers. After mostly getting rejected, I found a group of partially willing participants. Hi!
Hi.
Why have you decided to shop here instead of going online?
I do a lot of online shopping, but also I feel like when you're in store, obviously, you see stuff and you can touch and feel. That makes a huge difference.
To go, yes, it fits, no, it doesn't fit. To be able to know exactly what the measurements are, because that's exactly what we're doing.
How do you feel about shopping for furniture online?
Online, I find it can be a bit harder to picture. I feel like if you're buying more expensive items, you want to touch and feel and see in person. Online doesn't do that for you. But yeah, I find you can't get the same feel for it. In person, you can actually see how big it is.
So it seems like a picture just doesn't quite cut it. They need to be able to feel like they're actually there. That's when I introduced them to my AR e-commerce solution, Paperballoon, my try before you buy e-commerce solution where you can essentially install AR into your website without coding.
Yeah, it's very easy to use for like buying your house or something. It's really good to see what something looks like.
If you click AR at the top,
Yeah,
and then move it around.
Oh, no way. That's so sick.
So how are you feeling about using something like this?
Actually, it's very useful. It's very convenient. We're looking at an ottoman, but to be able to move an ottoman to see whether it lines up to the height that you want, that would be really helpful rather than him having to lug stuff around.
How are you feeling about this experience?
That's really cool. Like obviously, it is AI, but it looks really realistic. And it seems really disability friendly, actually giving them the ability to do this in their space without them having to go and walk around stores or having to go around and measure everything and then all that sort of thing. It really takes a lot of the legwork out of it. I think it would help a lot of people.
Overall, people reacted positively to augmented reality and also thought it would help them with some of the main challenges that they're facing, like sizing and visualization. But a lot of shoppers also weren't totally aware of AR's full capabilities. So how are you feeling about this?
I'm sure if I was using it more frequently, then I would be able to handle it a little bit better.
If you get it to 100, that's the actual size.
That's the actual size. Okay.
Yeah.
But I wonder, because it wouldn't have like dimensions and stuff, sort of.
It's in real size.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It's life size. So when you put it in your room, that's exactly how big it is. How would you feel if like this was actually on a website?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more cute stuff online, but
Yeah.
the problem is like, obviously you don't know what it's going to look like in real life.
So what are the key takeaways here? AR is definitely useful for customers, especially when it comes to visualizing fit. Even though AR is in demand, brands wanting to adopt AR needs to do a little bit of work to educate their customers about how it works and how it can save them a lot of time. People still like to touch what they're buying, especially if they're high in investment. How do you shop for furniture?
Online, then I go IKEA and I just tap the phone to see how, with the Asian feel, that they tap well, and then do the whole dimension rulers.
In fact, it seems like there's an opportunity to better connect in-store experiences with online experiences to make the process a lot more streamlined, with AR being the bridge.
That I feel like if it's big investments, you still want to kind of touch and feel.
But again, even if you go to the store, it's not like you can take it home and be like, let me just give it a go and try it out. Still, which is what the problem was, because at the store, it's a big warehouse.
Yeah.
So everything looks like pretty normal size. Even if you do like measure it and look at the dimensions and you try to see if it's going to fit in this space, you don't know what it's going to look like in real life. You do all the measuring and stuff.
But yeah, you know, you don't know how it's all going to look together, and yeah. But even if you're in store, you know, if you had a QR code on this bed and you could do it and you had to take it home and use your app, I don't know, to see it you've seen it and then you can see it in space, that would be really handy.
It kind of streamlines the brick and mortar and the online experience.
Yeah, you do it together, yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit through IKEA's website and find this ottoman. I don't have the patience to do it. I'd rather just take a photo, or maybe take a photo and it takes me to the link, and then I can do it that way.
What if it was like a QR code or something, and then it just saves straight to your basket?
Absolutely.
And then if it had an AR experience, you could just try it at home.
For sure.
There's no need to take different angles.
Yeah, absolutely. That would work.
So what else can you take away from these results? Let me know in the comments, and more importantly, make sure that you subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!